see that Empire State of Mind with the live band?
Yeah.
I thought that was great.
Always shaking hands.
I know. You're just talking about every topic. You're not telling me how you want to change the
Favorite song.
Which is,
They not like us.
they not like us. Yeah.
They mocked him, and he told them, "You're
win-loss record. DeGrom is
Well, look,
You don't see.
look at you in the mirror and see what you look like.
I'm like
Finish
Joe
this out.
Biden the
Finish
subject.
this out.
Joe
You
Hold on, I
take.
have a question for you.
Yeah. Go right now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back on another episode of the Doug Saravo Show, which is brought to you by our good friends at Unsolicited Role Models, the role models you may not want, but you may just need. We got returning Big Dave Mendoza. What's up, Big Dave?
What's up, everybody? Back again.
I love your setup.
We're trying, bro. We're moving things around, starting new stuff.
Nice. And we got Jimmy Drust.
BB, mother. I'm kidding. What's up, everyone? I'm glad to be here.
All right, boys. Well, before we dive deep into some off-season moves that we like, let's talk about Micah Parsons. He's going to the Green Bay. He's going to the Green Bay Packers.
Must be nice.
He's
Dave,
already
what did-
fucking up already.
What are your thoughts on Micah Parsons? Hey, Jimmy, don't laugh. It's like you and Oilers.
Orioles. Fuck you, I said it correctly.
All right, Dave. How do you feel about Micah Parsons?
Micah Parsons going to Green Bay. I mean, the guy got everything he wanted from them. Jerry Jones collapsed like always. 2 first-round picks. They got a defensive tackle out of it. But the biggest winner is Micah Parsons himself, man. 4 years, $188 million, $47 million a year. I believe it was $136 million guaranteed. So the man is getting paid for a defensive player.
Yeah, and he held out for a while, so it just shows that Jerry Jones has always caved.
Yeah, Jerry Jones caves like usual. Actually, there's a documentary on Netflix talking about Jerry Jones. But, I mean, hey, every once in a while he brings out winners and he builds a team that from scratch that could win a Super Bowl. Will he be able to do it this time? I'm not pretty sure because Dallas has been going downhill for a long time. So they're going to need big changes over there.
Yeah, I think they got to get rid of Dak. I think he's an issue in Dallas.
I'll disagree on that one. I don't think Dak's the issue. I think it's the head coach. And
They
I think it's Jerry
just
Jones.
brought in a new coach, though.
Head coach?
Yeah, Brian Schottenmeier.
I thought Mike was still there.
No, they got rid of him.
Oh, I thought he was still there.
Yeah, they got rid of him.
Oh, I thought he was. All right, never mind. But still, I don't think Dak's really the problem. I think Jerry Jones is because I think he just sets up for failures. Like he's trying to recreate what happened in the '80s and stuff, and it's never gonna happen again.
I mean, who do they have over there now? Freaking Dak and CeeDee Lamb. That's it.
Dak, CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens. I don't know who the running back is.
That's about it.
Yeah, and then defense it's just Diggs now. That's all it is. Every defensive player is unproven or not going to be that good. It's going to be like how the Bengals are. Good.
Well, we all saw what happened when Micah Parsons wasn't there last season for a couple games, right?
When he missed like 5 games, yeah. I mean, they won one. It was a 1-40 went.
Something like that.
I think so, because I remember the Steelers game and beyond that, I think they lost every game besides that one.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows, honestly.
So one of the moves that I like from a Giants perspective is I like the fact that they got Russell Wilson. I truly like Russell Wilson to the New York Giants. I also like Jameis Winston to the New York Giants because I feel like they screwed up with Daniel Jones's development. You know, they threw him right in there. You got to let a quarterback sit for a year. So the fact that they brought in Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, Tommy DeVito is going to New England. I truly like that they have a great quarterback in Russell Wilson when it comes to his leadership, what he brings to the locker room. I can't go wrong with the Giants offseason. Abdul Carter, I'm happy about that draft pick. Jackson Dart, I'm happy about that draft pick. New England, they brought in a few guys. Dave, what do you feel about their offseason?
Yeah, I think New England's going to win more games than people think this season. We saw what Drake May did last season. We got Diggs. I know everybody's going, Diggs is coming off of injury, yada, yada, but we've seen the highlight reels from him in practice. And at some points, yes, does he look a little shaky? Yes, but once the season gets going, you're going to see him break out for so much more. Then we picked up Trayvon Henderson to share that backfield with Antonio Gibbs and Ramondre Stevenson. Ramondre, we can only hope that he doesn't fumble as much as last season. And Antonio Gibson, we can see as almost a halfback catching a running back. So, defensive wise, we got Christian Gonzalez, who's amazing last season. Hopefully he can stay healthy throughout this whole season. But I see big things, and there's a lot of wide receivers that we let go. We got what's his name? Ephraim Chisholm, who's looking good, undrafted free agent. So if he's there for a while, we can see him being like the next Danny Amendola, Julian Edelman, slot receiver. So I see it. I can see 8 to 9 wins from them.
I like that. All right, Jimmy, your team, you guys brought in a quarterback. You brought in 2, actually. First one is past his prime, Aaron Rodgers. I hate that move for them. I think they're going to be on the decline this year, especially him. They have the talent. I think he's going to hold them back a lot. But I don't want to talk about Rodgers. I want to talk about Will Howard, because I truly believe if he is the starter, they could win 12, 13 games. I think he's going to be that great for Pittsburgh. Is Rodgers there for a year or two? And what do you expect from Will Howard? Because I truly believe he's the future of Pittsburgh.
Doug, do I need to show receipts that you showed Rodgers that could win 12 games? Do I need to show receipts of that? Anyway.
No, you don't have to show receipts. You really don't, because there is none. I just don't. I think they. Hold on. I think they can. Even with Rodgers, I think they can. I just don't trust him right now with his age. That's the only issue for me.
But you also don't trust him because he was on the Jets.
I know.
The Jets are not a good organization. And look what Pittsburgh, they had third stringers in there, and they went 9-8 or above with shitty quarterbacks.
I know, but I just don't.
Now you're putting Rodgers and stuff, and Rodgers, if he could just turn it back a little bit, he'll be just fine. It's all down, I think, to the offensive line. If the O-line, I'm not worried about the defense. Defense is going to be, I think, phenomenal.
Yeah, that's what I think. They have their defense.
If the O-line gives Rodgers time, and especially you're going to have DK Metcalf, Kevin Austin, Romeo Wilson, Jonnu Smith, and Pat Freiermuth, and even Denzel Washington. Like that if they play well, who really can say they can't win 12 games in an division?
Because Aaron Rodgers is not Tom Brady, and I don't trust any quarterback.
Wait, how are you going to compare Tom Brady to Rodgers? Like, no one's comparing that, only you.
I know, but we've seen every quarterback that has hit 39, 40, 41, and went downhill. We saw it with Brett Favre. We saw it with Peyton Manning. Eli a little bit.
Hold on. Remember the same thing. Brett Favre went to the Jets. Sucky, right? He went to Minnesota. What happened?
They went to the conference championship game.
There you go.
And then the following year, he was absolute trash.
Yeah, but that's the following year. If you could get 1 year out of Rodgers, that's why they only signed a 1 year deal. If you get 1 year out of him, and who says that can't happen again?
But I think the Jets wasted that 1 year.
What, for Favre or for the...
For Rodgers.
Because the first one, he got injured the first game, and then I think the second year he was decent, but I think the line was shitty. You look at the end of the year.
Yeah, but we're also talking about Aaron Rodgers that left Green Bay, didn't want to be there, went over to play for the New York Jets and made a show out of it the whole offseason. Played for the Jets, got hurt game 1.
Yep.
Then he got, healed faster, but we didn't still see him till the following season.
Yep.
I mean, he played decent, yes. but he's only getting older at this point.
No, that's fine. I think that's
Yeah.
why I think the 1 year. We'll see.
I tell you the truth, I want to give him about 5 to 6 games.
Yeah, everyone's
I agree.
Everyone's like, oh, Dougie's backtracking. No, I'm not backtracking. If Will Howard was the guy from day one, I would not say, oh, I'm worried about them. Aaron Rodgers is getting older. That's my concern, and I know he's a little egotistic. I think he'll get distracted. I think he'll be a problem in the locker room.
Well, we'll see, because then Tom will instantly cut that out and say, all right, either Mason Rudolph or Will Howard, you're going in.
They have two great young quarterbacks.
Not even that. You know who actually showed out in preseason and looked decent? Skylar Thompson. He looked pretty decent with that Pittsburgh. That is only third stringers, but he looked decent. Like he played very, very well those preseason games. So we'll see. I think if you have Mike Tomlin as your head coach and a good organization, I think any team any person could succeed. Like especially with Mike Vrabel for the Patriots, I think anybody could succeed. Like look what he did for Tennessee. Like he brought Tannehill that was like crappy. He was like a slowly become a journeyman, and he went to Tennessee. He became a star with them. And then you have Derrick Henry, but Derrick Henry is always gonna be decent, even at age 30. He's gonna be good. But Mike Vrabel's the same thing as Mike Tomlin. He's just a good overall head coach, and he's just very, very consistent. And I think Mike Vrabel could be the same thing, but only time's gonna tell.
It's a long season for sure.
Oh,
Again, if you're just joining us, this is the Doug Saravo Show, which is brought to you by our good friends at Unsolicited Role Models, the role models you may not want, but you may just need. We got Jimmy, we got Dave, Jonathan, no show again. When we come back, we're going to give our 14 playoff teams, and we'll have our Super Bowl matchup later in the show. All right, we'll be right back. Thank you for joining us and your support. Great. Let's get back to the trip. You're the one who went off on a tangent with kids.
The one that was taking videos and stuff, right?
That was the neighbor.
It was either him and Joey Diaz. You know Joey.
This is an idiot.
And that's one of the things God came to help.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back on the Doug Saravo Show, which is brought to you by our good friends at Unsolicited Role Models, the role models you may not want, but you may just need. All right, who wants to start with their 14 playoff teams? Who should we go first?
4 teams, or we're going AFC?
AFC, NFC?
We could do NFC first, and then we'll go around to the AFC. All right, actually, let me get started with this. Just way, though, you can get out of the way before you guys...
roast the hell out of you?
Yeah. No, because a lot of them are reasonable. All right, and I went schedule by schedule. So, in the NFC, we're going to have the Detroit Lions with the number 1 seed, 14-3. Makes sense, right? That makes sense. Then you got the Niners going 13-4. I think that makes sense, too. Tampa, 12-5. NFC East champions, they're going to continue. They're going to break that curse. Philadelphia Eagles at 10-7. Seattle Seahawks 11-6. Green Bay Packers 10-7. And they were this close. I think the Atlanta Falcons could get that 7th spot at 9-8. I feel like those are reasonable.
I mean, the Falcons are like that question mark team, and so I mean, I agree. I will say is the defense I do question a little bit because I don't know what they're coming out with, but offensively, I think they'll be just fine.
All right, Jimmy, what you got? What's your top 7 for the NFC?
For the NFC, I'm gonna go 1 Detroit. I'm not gonna give no record or anything. I'm just saying I think 1's Detroit. 2, I think Philly. 3, I'm gonna say. This is tough because they have an easier schedule and they still have a decent team. We'll go with the 49ers at 3, and at 4, Tampa. And in the wild card, I'll go 6, Washington. Or no, 5 Washington. Excuse me, 5 Washington. 6. I'm gonna go with the Bears. And then
Ooh.
7. I said Washington. 7. I'm gonna go with Minnesota.
I like it. Those are reasonable.
Yeah.
All right, let's head over to Big Dave. Big Dave, what do you got?
Oh, this is gonna be a tough one. NFC East, of course. It's gonna be tough. I think the Eagles still the way they are from last season and everything. I think the Eagles take the NFC East. The North. It's gonna be another tough one. I do think the Lions have the better team right now. I think Green Bay still got another season left in them to be better. So I'm gonna take the Lions there. NFC South. I'm gonna go Tampa Bay as well. I don't know, bro. Tampa Bay is just one of those teams that they're either in or they're out. There's no in between. And then we got the NFC West. Surprisingly, that's going to be tough. I do think the 49ers still find their way back in. Somehow, some way, they just get back. Christian McCaffrey might have a clean season, no injuries, but you never know. And then, wild card teams. I had the Commanders. Who else did I have? Oh, I had the Commanders and the Green Bay Packers. That's who it was, because I think Green Bay finds their way into the playoffs again,
I think so too.
Huh?
Aren't you
Oh, I'm
missing
missing one more. Yes, I am missing one more. That was, for some reason, some way, I think the Rams find a way in there.
See, that's for me. I think it could be Minnesota or the Rams. I'll flip flop either one of them. My predication is more or less on what JJ McCarthy does with that team, because he's pretty much getting gifted a really well-rounded team. So who knows? And to be fair, I think Jettas is gonna have a great season, just because I think he's gonna be that dominant one. And also, you don't have Addison there. You got
See, my big problem is JJ McCarthy.
Yeah,
I think it's talk.
Me too.
Talk. It's always been talk, and it's always going to be talk. But after coming back from an injury, missed your whole rookie season, you're giving a team now. That's a lot of pressure. You're scared you don't want to get hurt again. So I think that he's going to be shaky that first half of the season at least, and he's just going to barely miss the playoffs if he does play well the whole season. I think he's just going to miss it because everybody's scared of injury. That's why the same thing I said about Diggs. We may see Diggs, slow, but it's Stephon Diggs at the end of the day, and sooner or later he's going to pick it back up. But JJ coming in as a rookie and getting hurt, now you're in charge of a full team. To me, there's a little, okay, I'm going to be nervous these first couple games. Let me get the jitters out, and then I'll be good. So I think they barely miss it.
Yeah, I don't have Minnesota there either.
Yeah, that's why I kind of with the Patriots too, because if Diggs gets hurt, who's the other receivers there? That's my big take from them. If Diggs stays healthy, that team could be really good. It's just if he's not, then it's who's your other option?
Well, we know that Patriots love to go tight end heavy, so that's where the ball's gonna go. But Ramondre Stevenson still there. Yes, he fumbled a lot last season. You got to think this season he's going to hold that ball as tight as he could, because his job is going up with Trayvon Henderson there as a rookie and showing out during the preseason. So you got options. It's not just the Diggs show. I mean, yes, wide receiver is a big position for them, but they also have tight ends and they also have running backs. We know Drake can move the ball around too. So, to me, it's not, everybody bases off of who's going to be the number one over there. And I think just like Brady, that mindset's going to go back to there is no number one. The ball's going to get moved around so much between running backs, wide receivers, and tight ends. And then just Drake May running the ball around himself. Because we all know he's not a mobile quarterback. He does have his accuracy, but he can run if needed, which is a positive for the league nowadays. So, and then we got, undrafted free agent Ephraim Chisholm over there, sitting, waiting to get called up and do what he do, which I said before the show. I said it. I said this guy's going to be maybe the next Danny Amendola if he comes in, Julian Edelman with the slot receivers and stuff like that, guys that can make big plays down the field. He's a short guy. He can move around. So if not this year, maybe next year we'll see more of him if he keeps this up.
All right, let's look at my AFC teams. So, home field advantage in the playoffs is going to be the Buffalo Bills. I don't know if this is even possible, but I have them going 15-2, just based on the matchups I saw. Second seed, you're going to have the Baltimore Ravens at 14-3. And I did an episode with Jimmy weeks ago, and I said they're on the decline, so they're not winning the division this year. I got the Denver Broncos going 13-4. And then you have the Houston Texans in a very weak division going 8-9. Kansas City Chiefs go 11-6. LA Chargers go 10-7. And to round out the playoffs, you got the New England Patriots at 10-7. So those are my 7 AFC teams to make the playoffs. Let's head over to Big Dave.
All right, AFC East. It's sad for me to say it, but you got to go for Buffalo. They've been playing, the same team for a couple of years, and they always make the playoffs. They always play well. Easy schedule this season, so I got Buffalo winning that. AFC North, surprisingly, I got the Bengals coming out of there, taking that spot. AFC South, call me crazy, but I'm going to take the Jacksonville Jaguars. AFC West, I am going to just take still the Kansas City Chiefs because it is the Chiefs. Wild card teams, I am going to take, surprisingly, the Los Angeles Chargers. We'll put them in there. I think the Texans find a way back in there. And last but not least, I got to go with my underdog, the New England Patriots.
Must be nice. Loving that, Dave. I love that.
So wait, no Baltimore in there?
It's gonna be tough.
I'm really
no. I didn't pick Baltimore.
No, you picked. I think you did this to the Chargers, the Texans, and you just said the Patriots. And you said Cincinnati's winning the division. That's kind of crazy for me.
That is kind of tough.
He's like, I might have screwed up. He's like, I might have screwed up here.
I definitely got the Bengals winning the AFC North. I know before this I had the Jaguars, the Chargers. The problem is we get into this rough spout with the Ravens, and we always think the Ravens are going to make it in. The Ravens are going to do this, but we're also going based off of strength of schedule, and the reason I see because the Chargers, I feel like everybody sleeps on them every season, and I feel like they always play good football. They're just not good enough right then and there. So this season, I think the Chargers try to spice it up a little bit. We can't always go with the same usual teams. So, yes, am I being biased with the Patriots? Obviously. Would I switch out the Patriots with any other team? Would be the Ravens, obviously.
Yeah, but David,
I got to be biased at this point.
There's a stat though. Like every playoff, there's like 6 new teams that are in it. So it's not like you're out of the ordinary. But that's the reality of it. There's 6, like every year, there's like 6
it's
new
tough
teams in the
because
playoffs.
I truly think the Bengals have a shot at winning that division.
I think they do too, honestly.
And the Chargers themselves, you need that wild card team. You need that team that people will be like, how the hell did they make it in?
Mm-hmm.
And then the Patriots, obviously, like I said, I'm just being biased.
Yeah, but you're also being realistic.
Well, they have the second easiest schedule of the season,
and they have a good quarterback in Drake. So, and Vrabel's a hell of a head coach.
Yeah,
what did Baltimore finish last season?
I want to say third. I think they went like 12-5.
I mean, realistically, it's going to be tough. It's a big shakeup. I haven't looked at Baltimore's schedule.
They have an easy schedule too, honestly.
Yeah, they do.
Their schedule is pretty easy. Like I think, if you look at, I think they got to play Jacksonville. They got to play. They got to play.
They got an easy schedule, one of the easiest.
Yeah. So
they beat the Colts. They beat the Cowboys. The Commanders give them a show. Buffalo might beat them. Yeah, they got the Browns. I mean,
that's
they play the Lions. That could go towards the Lions' favor. They play the Chiefs. They play the Texans. They play the Rams.
Isn't that last year's schedule?
No, this is this year's.
No, they don't play Cowboys this year or anything.
It says 2025.
Oh, that's weird. Maybe I never really looked at their schedules. I know that they play your division, like the West, the East, and everything.
So
remember, yeah, they'll play us probably towards the end of the season.
Probably.
Remember, it's 2 divisions.
No, I know it's like 2 divisions, but I didn't realize the Cowboys were in there though.
Yeah, they play the. Come on, bro. They got to play the Bengals twice.
Steelers twice, Browns twice. I don't think we're really considering the Browns at this point.
No, nobody's.
I was like, you gotta agree.
But then they could lose to the Chiefs. They could lose to the Texans. They could lose to the Lions.
They could lose to the Bills.
Lamar
They could lose to
Jackson.
the Bills. You're talking about easy team wise. The Browns.
Lamar Jackson's overrated.
The Bears, maybe they beat the Bears. The Dolphins.
Okay.
The Jets.
Okay. They could probably beat.
They play Green Bay. They play the Steelers. I mean, I don't think it's that easy.
Yeah, if you look at it, it's not really easy, but they could beat a lot of those teams.
They could. I mean, obviously, anybody can beat anybody, but at the end of the day, I don't think they have that much of an easy schedule, so they can miss the playoffs.
They can.
I'll say this: they are probably one of the best regular season teams, but when it comes to playoffs, something happens to Lamar and he just starts choking for no reason. It's like it's the inconsistency and everything of him, and it's like you have this great roster of Derrick Henry, Say Flowers, and all these like decent receivers. You have the pieces, but then somehow, in some way, like they are a better team than Buffalo. No, like last year they were. Like they are a better team. Like Buffalo has like Shakir and then who else? Like you're hoping that Coleman becomes better and then Holcomb. You know, who knows?
But that's what I'm saying. Like it's crazy. This season could go anyway.
It can. Yeah. So we're gonna take a quick commercial break, and then when we come back, Jimmy's gonna give us his AFC match, his AFC playoff teams, his Super Bowl matchup. Then we'll go to Dave. Then we'll go to me. And we have a few questions from our good friend Michael. So we're going to look at his questions too. All right, we'll be right back.
I don't think that was the answer. Because I said to you off the show a while back.
Patriots, they're not going anywhere. But listen.
They're going further than the Jets, I tell you that much.
See? Nice.
You can argue he was the best coach in that bubble. I don't know how you can measure that, but he had his team ready. I mean, that's apparent. There was no Game 7 played by the Lightning last year.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back on the Doug Saravo Show, which is brought to you by Unsolicited Role Models, the role models you may not want, but you may just need. All right, let's send it over to Jimmy Drust for his AFC playoff teams.
All right, so the AFC. I've been going back and forth a lot of times on it, and this is what I got. So, number 1 seed, I'm going with Buffalo. I think they just have a better overall team, and I think they're just going to be better. Number 2, just because they are a good regular season team, and they usually consistent in there, I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens. 3, I'm going to change it up, too. I think Denver is going to win that division over the Chiefs, just because I think the Chiefs are going to take a step back because I think their defense is going to show out, but I don't think they're going to be as good as they were last year. And the offense could be a little shaky. I don't know. And I think Denver did a lot better of picking up people, and the offense is going to be still amazing. And they added a decent running back in J.K. Dobbins. So I think Denver takes it. 4, it's Houston. They're in the easiest divisions right now because I can't see the Colts being good. Jacksonville might give them a challenge, but I don't know. And then with Tennessee, they're still working stuff out. And the wild card, this is where it gets pretty juicy. So the fifth spot, I'm going with the Chiefs. They'll still make the playoffs no matter what. I think their team is decent enough to do it. The 6th spot, underdog, baby. I'm going to go with Pittsburgh Steelers in the 6th spot. And then the 7th spot, because they have an easy schedule, I'm going to go with the Patriots.
Dave, how do you feel about that?
Once again, New England makes its way in.
Yeah, like, he don't care. If I had him out, he'd be like, oh, that's kind of bullcrap. Like, you should have him in. No, like, it's reasonable. And, like,
Yeah, what happened to you used to have a bracket that we used to be able to make.
so I'm not there to set it up. So
No,
I set it up. That's why.
Oh, I have that, but I rather just use it when we do our matchups for each week, and then we can see where the standings are.
That's very true. But I mean, there's probably a lot of questions like Dave with the Chargers and everything. I just feel like the Chargers, like, they're going to be one of those teams that, like, I think is going to be, like, we always underestimate them, but I just feel like they're not going to be as good as we all think. Just because I think their defense is lackluster. I don't think it's going to be that decent, and then they're going to have a harder schedule going through.
Who, the Chargers?
Yeah. I think the schedule is a little more harder than I think. Like, you could, and who knows? You're gonna have a good running game because now you have, like, Harris is gonna be out for most of the season.
But I feel like everybody is pushing teams that they think are going to be good. Like, all right, the Chargers open. Like, I look at their schedule. The Chargers open up against the Chiefs. Okay, maybe that could go either way to me. They're playing the Raiders after that. I feel like everybody's boosted the Raiders so much, and they're not going to be good.
Yeah, I feel like everyone's like, because, like, Gino's there, and, like, now they just got, like, Amari Cooper's there now. It's just like, I don't know, because I just do not trust the defense. It's like Cincinnati all over again. It's like they don't have a good defense. And
but then the rest of their teams, like, they play the Colts, they play the Giants. Come on, man, they play the Titans. Like, I don't want it. The Chargers, they're gonna have a pretty easy schedule.
They're not a bad team.
They're not a bad team.
They're going to play the Cowboys, who are going to end up giving up points to them, and, you know, they're probably going to beat them.
I mean, they're going to probably be beating every single game. But do I trust enough the defense to, like, help them out? I don't know.
Yeah, but then you trust those other teams to score points against them, really?
Do I trust
the Saints, the Raiders, the Giants?
The Raiders, maybe yes. Because they could be good on offense. It could.
We see that. But you guys are basing this off of what? Ashton Genty getting over there? Come on.
No, and Amari
Cooper, the Raiders. The Raiders are going to be Geno Smith. Whoop-de-doo. The Raiders are going to be in the same conversation as those terrible teams, Colts, Browns.
They absolutely can't. I think they're going to be better than them. I think they're going to be a lot better than them. But I just feel like they are not going to be, especially if you're in the West and everything, and that's a tough division regardless. Like Kansas City is always going to be that good. Broncos got better. Chargers, they're just a question mark team for me. And then you same with the Raiders, they're both a question mark team.
I think we'll see. I think you'll be looking back to this and be like, Dave, you were right.
Yeah, Dave is right. All right, so it's time for some rapid fire. All right, 2000 MVP, Jimmy. Who do you got?
2005 MVP. No, I don't know. I see that's a tough one because do we keep it? Is it a quarterback award? Or
I can tell you who it is. I can tell you who it is.
All right, Dave. Who you got?
Joe Burrow.
Must be nice. All right, this is who I got to win MVP. Surprise pick for a lot of people, but I'm going to go with second-year quarterback Bo Nix.
Wow.
Dave,
I think you're out of your mind.
I might be out of my mind, but you never know. All right, Jimmy, who you got? Just say a name.
I want to go.
Who do you think is going to have a great season?
Like, who do you think? Just say a
answers. I was more Josh Allen, but it's like that's like the basic answer.
All right, say your love boy, Aaron Rodgers.
No, I'm not saying Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers is not in that like category yet.
All right, without thinking of and analyzing it, who do you have?
First person off the top of your head.
Josh Allen.
All right, Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah.
How many games until Justin Fields gets hurt? I say he plays at least 8 games this year. Jimmy, what do you got?
I'm gonna go with 5.
Ooh, Dave.
Oof. That's a tough one. Damn. I'm gonna say he surprises us and lasts at least 10 games.
All right.
The only reason why I'm gonna say 5 because like if you look at their like beginning schedule, you got to play Pittsburgh at the start, and you know they're gonna be going after Fields the entire time.
And on that field too. When do we? When do we? You gotta be worried about Rodgers too returning there. When do we see Jackson Dart? I'm saying like week 14 or 15.
For Dart?
Yeah.
Jackson Dart? Oh, I don't see him till next season.
I think that's the most likely case. But if we're out of it, I wouldn't be surprised like 15, 16.
Well, it depends on that O-line. If especially it's on the same field as you guys play with the Jets, like maybe 7 or 8 games.
Oh, and then Mike wants to know a nickname for him.
Dart. That's it. There's no other nickname you can really give him. Like, unless like he's like
J Dart? I don't know.
I don't like that. Just Dart.
You want a nickname. All right, who will win more? The Jets or the Giants, Dave?
Dave looks like he's pieced out.
We lost Dave.
I don't know. I guess I'll go. Who do I see winning more games? I'm gonna go with the Jets. I feel like they have, like, we argued about this meeting back and forth multiple times, and I just think because of the schedule they have, it's gonna be harder for the Giants to like be as good. Just because like your first game, Commanders, and I think they're gonna be decent. Like I think that's gonna be a good game, close game. I'm gonna give it, but it's hard. And then you gotta play Dallas, Kansas City, the Detroit, Green Bay, all those teams, and it's just like it's gonna be those gonna be like decent games, and it's not gonna be blown out.
Yeah. Okay.
You really think you're gonna beat the Kansas City Chiefs at home?
There's no reason. I never said the Chiefs.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
I said there's no way. There's no reason why that game can't be competitive.
But you said you could beat them.
I never. No, I never. I said I did not. I did say they can. There's either game could go either way, but I'm not guaranteeing it. Either game could go either way in the National Football League. There's no reason why the Jets can't beat the Steelers.
No, the Jets could beat the Steelers, but also the Steelers could beat the Jets. Like
either game, any game could go either way.
Yeah,
realistically.
So I'm just gonna say like
Daniel Jones is not the quarterback anymore. The culture, yeah, and they're gonna suck.
Who knows? Honestly, that could be a team too. That could be question mark. Like,
nah, there's no question mark.
But who knows?
They have no quarterback.
Well, imagine Daniel Jones has like a career year.
No, he's not having a career year.
I don't know. You know what would be?
Neither would Anthony Richardson.
But see, I think he went to the wrong team. I think if he went to if he went to like Minnesota or to like the Steelers, I think it would be a difference maker for him. That team, though, that Colts team is just like it's the same thing. It's just a bad team to go to when you get first draft.
I'm tired of the Daniel Jones love fest. I supported the guy, but I'm tired of hearing the Daniel Jones love fest. Realistically, but everybody. Oh, he's gonna break out. Watch. That's all I say.
I never said he couldn't. I just said he can break out because like if Joe Flacco broke out in that team, and especially when he broke out in
Joe Flacco was a proven NFL winner who's won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, and then Daniel Jones went to the playoffs and won a playoff game. Has any of them at all done it?
Minnesota collapses every year.
Yeah, that is true. That's with Cousins and everything.
They
But
collapsed with Sam Darnold. Basically got embarrassed.
yeah, that's the thing too, though. Like Sam Darnold, like a lot of people are saying, like Seattle's going to be that great team defensively, maybe, but I can't see with that offense just because, like, if Geno had no time in that pocket, what's going to be the difference of Sam Darnold? And I think Geno's better than Sam Darnold.
Mm-hmm.
I think Geno's a better quarterback. It's just I do not trust the offensive line of that team. It's the same thing, like I even say with the Giants, like the offensive line is not proven yet, and it has to prove me otherwise. The Giants, if the Giants could definitely get a better offensive line, and then I could see them winning games, but it's not proven yet. If they could prove me wrong, of course they can. But for right now, if you're looking at it, it's different. But the same with Minnesota.
Russell Wilson, baby.
Yeah, and the same guy that said Russell Wilson's not a great player.
I never said that.
Yeah,
I never said that. We'll wait for David because he'll agree with me. I never said Russell Wilson's a bad quarterback.
Okay, well, we'll see when he gets back and everything.
Never.
No, I just think the Jets can have it better because, like, it's just hard. Maybe honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if they both have the same record. To be fair,
Yeah, like 7-8 wins.
They're gonna finish last in their division. I'm gonna say that because no way Miami could be the team that could be a question mark team because we don't know with them. But we know when winter comes, they're gonna be bad. We all know that they're not a good winter team at all.
Mm-hmm.
And then same with the Jets. They don't have a good roster.
All right, Dave, since you're here, before we get to our Super Bowl picks and wrap up this show, Jimmy thinks that I've bashed Russell Wilson, and I disagree with that. I never bashed the guy. I just spoke the truth about him. What do you think?
System quarterback.
System quarterback, correct.
Yes.
Yeah,
that was always the biggest argument.
Yeah, you always bashed him, though, too.
But it's bashed him. All right, let me rest my case because I don't think you understand. So I don't think Russell Wilson's a bad quarterback at all. I think he's great to be the veteran guy for the Giants because he still has an arm. He's not a bad quarterback. But everything that I said about Russell Wilson are truths. Good quarterback. That's all he is. The team he played on made him look like he's an elite Hall of Famer. All he is a good quarterback. Second thing I said, which is the absolute truth, he benefited from having the best running back on his team and the best defense on his team. You cannot deny that he benefited from having that team on his squad. Russell Wilson benefited from Marshawn Lynch. Russell Wilson benefited from that defense. Russell Wilson cannot carry a team on his own and win a Super Bowl. He was on a good team. That's why he's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. He did nothing in that Super Bowl game against the Denver Broncos. The third thing that I said about Russell Wilson is he's on the decline. There's no denying that. He's 37, about to be 38. You're going to tell me that he's going to be a great quarterback? He'll be good, but not great. All those things that I said about Russell Wilson, they're not bashing. They're truths. All they are truths, not bashing.
All right, so the truth is, do you think the Giants have a good O-line to protect them? A good team?
I think so. I think he makes them better. He makes them better. He's better than Daniel Jones. Like I said, he's a good quarterback. He can make any team competitive. He's a great guy in the locker room. Great leadership. I'm taking Russell Wilson over Daniel Jones. I'm taking Russell Wilson over Colt McCoy.
When did Colt McCoy get in this conversation?
Because he was a Giants quarterback for a few years. That's why.
Yeah, but but that was when he was behind Eli and stuff.
No, Colt McCoy was a starter for a few years. When we had what's his name as head coach.
What's his? I know.
I'm also taking Russell Wilson over Drew Lock. So Russell Wilson is a good quarterback, but he's not at that great top 10 elite level. That was never bashing him. That was just me speaking the truth.
It's almost the same thing that Cam Newton said about Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts has to get over the hurdle. He won his first Super Bowl championship, but he has to become great and then elite.
So you think he's still in that hurdle? Like he hasn't hopped over?
Yeah, he had 8. 18 touch. I said
I'm
this
not-
last time.
I'm
18
not gonna
passing
say that.
touchdowns last year.
I'm not going to say that Jalen Hurts is a bad quarterback, but obviously, the reason why they won last season was because of Saquon when he came over. Jalen Hurts, great end zone quarterback, but, we haven't seen the shine from him just yet. You know what I'm saying? We haven't seen him sling the ball as much as we should. We haven't seen him change plays like he should. Now, obviously, he's going to progress as it gets more and more on. But, winning your first Super Bowl to me doesn't mean anything unless you really, really showed out by yourself. Because remember, we are playing football. It's a team sport.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, is he able to get back there? Patrick Mahomes was able to do it. I mean, we go to the great Tom Brady. A lot of guys that are in that conversation for great elite quarterbacks have won multiple Super Bowls. And if not, if they've won one or two, they've broken records. They've shown that they're elite. I would give us a name and you'd be like, okay, how is he better than Jalen Hurts? But to me, Joe Burrow is a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts. The guy can move plays. The guy can sling the ball. He can find open receivers. He can read the defense. Jalen Hurts has always had a great offensive line. And that's always protected him throughout his season, which is not a negative. But at the same time, if I'm able to sit in a pocket for 15, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, that's a lot of time for a quarterback, especially with these defenses nowadays. So, I don't think that we're not going to see Jalen Hurts in the Super Bowl again. I think we will see him, but he is not an elite quarterback just yet. He's not the great.
Because I'm sorry, if you can't have 40 touchdown passes like Joe Burrow, like Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, you're not at that elite level. When you have 18 touchdown passes last year, 23 the year before, 22 the previous year, and 16, those are not elite numbers for quarterbacks.
And we all know a lot of Jalen Hurts' touchdowns are because of that offensive line.
And the touch punch.
He benefited from Saquon Barkley, just like Russell Wilson benefited from Marshawn Lynch, the Legion of Boom. It's not about bashing the player. It's just, yeah, he's a great quarterback, but he's great because of who he's playing with, who's on his team. Jalen Hurts really didn't do anything in that Super Bowl. It was a blowout. Look at Cooper J. Jean. Look at all these defensive guys that got interceptions. Patrick Mahomes got down on his ass all game because of that defense. So when you think about quarterback performances, you look at what they could do. Look at what Joe Burrow can do. Look at what Tom Brady can do. I'll even throw Big Ben in that conversation.
I would say this. I would never push aside that Jalen Hurts can be an elite quarterback because, the dude, he can play his ass off. We all know that. The guy could, he's a tough player and all that. But at the same time we've seen them get so far and fall apart completely, especially Jalen Hurts. They added Saquon to that mix, and it just made it 100 times better.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So if we take Saquon away, do you think that he wins another Super Bowl?
I do not. I don't think they even get to the Super Bowl last year.
I don't know, because even when they got it the first time with Jalen Hurts and stuff, you know who the running back was? Miles Sanders. And he had 1,400 yards. So, I think the offensive line, Saquon's a great player, but I think he benefited off the offensive line. Same with Jalen Hurts. But I would say this. The last 2 Super Bowls he went to, that man showed out. He was a better player than Patrick Mahomes in the first Super Bowl they played against. He had better numbers. He was showing them out. This Super Bowl, too, I understand it was a complete domination of defense, but when they had to get points, Jalen Hurts came to play.
We all know Jalen Hurts is a dog at the end of the day.
Yes, I think
Because I mean, a guy who took his Super Bowl lost picture and put it on the back screen, the screen of his phone, just to remind himself. We all know that boy is a dog. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to playing, hey, listen, maybe this is the season everybody looks at him. But if you were to pick your starting quarterback out of all the players in the league, there's probably at least 3 to 4 names that you would pick over him.
Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson. I think those are the 4, and then he could slide into the 5th, 6th spot. I think
That's what I'm saying. I mean, listen, he's up there. The guy's up there, obviously.
No, he definitely is.
Because
can we throw in maybe Justin Herbert's name in there?
Let me see this season with him, because he has to win a playoff game. First of all, he has to win a playoff game because he had the biggest choke in history. Remember when they were up 27-0?
Yeah, because that's his fault. The defense gave up.
Well, he also could have had the points up, and he didn't.
27 isn't enough.
Yeah, no, because you got to keep your foot on the pedal. You can't.
28-3. So
yeah,
we all know it's not enough.
Perfect example: 28-3 in the third quarter. What?
That's a different situation.
It's not a different situation.
Tom Brady. 2 words: Tom Brady.
All right. In other words, Trevor Lawrence.
And what has he done since?
What has he done?
What has Trevor Lawrence done since?
But what has Justin Herbert done since? The same. So it's apples to apples.
But back to my point, and then we'll get to our Super Bowl winners. Just because I call Russell Wilson a system quarterback does not mean I can't be happy that he's a Giants quarterback.
I never said you can't be happy. It's just I think your system is not that good. I'm sorry.
And you know what's?
It's the same thing with the Jets. Their system's not good, and you bring Justin Fields. He's going to be that great.
Here's the thing. Brian Dable's a good coach. He's a great coach. I'm happy we have him. But he did not draft Daniel Jones. He was not able to develop Daniel Jones the way he wanted to. I think that's why they kept him this year. If they went out get Jackson Dart, that's the guy. You could see it on the field, the difference in relationship he has with Jackson and Daniel. This is his guy. This is the guy he wants as quarterback. Gettleman wanted Jones. No one else wanted Jones. It was Joe Judge, who doesn't even have a job anymore. So,
Probably in college.
Russell Wilson is a good upgrade for the New York Giants, where they've been the last few years.
No, he's definitely an upgrade.
He's a good quarterback. He's just not great. He benefited from a team. So, and I'm just saying, I think the Giants are going to be a lot better, and I think it's going to prove to everybody that Daniel Jones was holding that offense back. I think Wilson's going to be a big improvement for them. Now, am I going to say they're going to be a Super Bowl winning team? I wished, but it's not going to happen. But they'll be competitive. They'll be in games. It's not going to be over by the second half. They're going to at least put up 20 points a game, I'm hoping. I think this team has what it takes.
So who's the Super Bowl winning team?
So for me, why we get into that conversation.
Good play-in.
I like that, Dave. That's why Dave's the
segue. That's the word. Segue. Good
segue. So for me, I think it's going to be a dogfight. I think we saw the Super Bowl last year in a regular season game. So for me, I got the Buffalo Bills defeating the Detroit Lions, and I think Josh Allen is going to have another MVP in the Super Bowl. So he's going to have a regular season MVP and a Super Bowl MVP. That's what I got.
I mean, I like that. That's a very good pick.
That's what I got.
You want to go next, Dave? I'll go last.
Yeah, Dave.
All right. I got the Philadelphia Eagles returning to the Super Bowl, but they're going to play their toughest matchups, in a while. And to me, that's going to be the Cincinnati Bengals.
Big Dave.
And I think the Bengals win it all.
Oof.
They've been talked about, they've been put down, but the best duo in football was who last season?
When Higgins was healthy, yes.
No, Burrow and Chase.
Oh, they're going with yes.
Burrow and Chase, number one duo. Listen, I truly think that they're gonna surprise everybody. They're gonna come out fighting, and somehow, some way, they're gonna win the Super Bowl. And Joe Burrow is gonna somehow win regular season MVP and Super Bowl MVP.
Love you, Dave. Because Joe Burrow has that dog in him. When you separate elite quarterbacks from good, he's got what it takes. That's why there's the Tom Brady's, the Peyton Mannings.
And he's got his receivers back.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, you know, he always throws for more yards than anything, you know. Then they got Chase Brown in the backfield to add to that mix. So I truly see the Bengals somehow finding a way and winning that Super Bowl.
Like, and before we get to Jimmy, why do you think maybe quarterbacks like Phillip Rivers, Matt Ryan don't have Super Bowl rings? They're good. They just don't have enough to get over the hump.
I think Phillip Rivers did when he had like David Thompson and that like Antonio Gates and everything. He had it. It was just, I think it was just bad coaching and everything else with that. But I would say for the Bengals half, it's a team sport, right? We all agree with that. And I think the defense, they lost so much. They're worse than they were last year. They are very worse than last year. So that's why I think they're going to hold them back big time, because you could put up all these numbers, but when you go against elite defense like the Ravens, like the Steelers, like Green Bay, Detroit, that could do both. Like, I just feel like the Bengals are going to lose games.
I get that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're going to lose games, but they're also playing, you know, teams like the Browns, the Jaguars, who, you know, I said they'll sneak their way in.
Yeah.
They're going to play the Broncos.
As both. They're both good offense, and a good defense.
But they still play. I mean, they got to play the Jets. They play the Bears. I mean,
the Bears could be a sneaky good team.
I get what Jimmy is saying, but at the end of the day, the players don't really matter. Yes, it does. But Jimmy's making a dirty look at me. The Bengals fired their defensive coordinator. They now have a new one. It's also about what the coaches are telling them to do. You need to have a good... Jimmy thinks system is all about the players. In some ways it is, but at the same time, you need that good defensive-minded coach that's going to give you good plays. That's why I think there was some division with Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, because Tom Brady wanted to do things his way and his calls and whatever he wanted to do. So I think a new coach, I think Burrow will hold him accountable. Burrow does not want to have his defense give up. Watch Quarterback on Netflix. You could tell Burrow was pissed off at his team because they didn't show out on defense. So I think they're going to improve under the new coach. I think they'll be a lot better. That's why I think the Patriots are going to be a lot better because of Vrabel. I think coaching matters too. So, who do you got to win the Super Bowl, Jimmy?
So for me, on the NFC side, I think it's the Detroit Lions. I think they're due. They're due to be. I understand they lost their defensive coordinator and their offensive coordinator and everything. But still, they have a very good team on paper. And I think Jared Goff is just going to show out again. I don't think he's going to be like as good as he was, but I think he's going to be better than he was last year if he doesn't like choke and everything. I can see them going far. And then on the AFC side, I want to put this team so bad in there because I think they can. I think that defense, and if Rodgers shows out, they can.
It's biased, bro.
I know it's biased, but I think they can. I just want to believe in them. But I'm going to take the bias out, and realistically, I'm going to go with Buffalo.
I was pulling for the Steelers.
I want to so bad put the Steelers in there. I want to so bad. But if I'm going to be realistic and not biased, I'm going to put Buffalo in there because they're going to be as good. But I think Detroit takes the Super Bowl, and I think Jahmyr Gibbs is your MVP.
I like that. All right, boys, this was a great show. I like the conversation to it. What a way to kick off Dougie's Sports Talk, the final season. So,
one thing too, Doug, you have to do your punishment on Friday, so you're screwed.
Must be nice. We got Jimmy Drust.
That's me.
We got Big Dave Mendoza.
He's back.
The founder of Unsolicited Role Models, the role models you may not want, but you may just need.
What's that meme? He's back.
And we got myself, Dougie Saravo.
I'm kidding.
You don't have the sound effect.
I wish I did.
Sound effect.
I wish I did.
So I really enjoyed this episode. Next week is week 1, so we're going to go do our week 1 picks. We're going to look ahead to week 2.
Are we going to do anything like punishment-wise, like we did with the other ones?
There's no fantasy team.
No, not fantasy. Like just to pick. Cause we're not doing fantasy this year.
Well, I sent you guys the link, so
yeah.
You guys put in your picks.
Yeah, but that can wait till next week or whatever.
Oh yeah, we'll do our picks. We're gonna do 3 games to look out for.
What do actually
underdog of the week, player of the week.
Can we do our picks like live? Like when we're like shooting this and like just do it because it's Thursday.
Oh yeah, the shows from now on are gonna be live, but for this episode we did it pre-recorded.
Yeah, but couldn't we like do that honestly? Like do it live and like say like, could we? You could show it on yours and Dave.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have it up.
Like if with Dave either does it here or does it or it comes to like the show, the booth, whatever. Like,
yeah, we'll have it up.
All right, cool. All right, that's my only question.
All right, so we had myself as always. We got Big Dave, and we got Jimmy Drust. We'll see everybody next time.